You get out what you put in. Hello and welcome to 10X Growth Talk. When I was 17, I remember getting into a lot of trouble. I remember when I was with a friend of mine, we were skipping class and we were in his hot rod that he had built. It was break time. We saw the dean of the school that was trying to cross the street. He was looking the other direction, and my friend, as we were approaching him, revved his engine. The dean got scared. He wasn't looking that direction, and he jumped up on the curb. But he got a glance of who we were, and next day when we went to school, he kicked out my friend that was 18 at the time. He completely kicked him out of school, and I was 17. They couldn't kick me out, so they transferred me to another school. So my experience going to the other school had changed fundamentally. I went from North Hollywood High School to a school called Birmingham that was considerably further from my house. When I started going to Birmingham, it was a fresh semester, and I remember not having much friends over there, so I had to show up to school. I'd go to class, and the only way I could go back to North Hollywood was if my grades improved and if I showed up and I was there. So I applied myself, and I didn't have much friends to hang out with. At lunchtime and the breaks, I would, read and study. I noticed that my grades went from D's and C's to A's and B's, and they considerably changed when the people around me changed, when I really wanted and applied myself to the schoolwork. So my grades became really better, and the A's and B's were an experience of me going to a school that I didn't have many friends, and I didn't have the environment around me that would affect me and my decisions. So I want to lead into talking about something, because you get out what you put in. Whatever I put in, I put effort in at Birmingham. I saw my grades get better and better. By next semester, they gladly took me back at North Hollywood High, and I started going there as a senior. This whole thing about applying ourselves goes directly to even today. We get out of school and we still get a report card. If you're a technician or a channel leader or a plumbing specialist, you get a report card every week. So do I. And the report card is, what is our result? What did our divisions do? What did we do? And are we succeeding or we're not? If we're not happy with our report cards, if we're getting C's and D's and F's because we're not doing well, it's mainly because, number one, my belief is, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with champions? Are you surrounding yourself people that are getting A's and B's, that are doing really well? Or are you surrounding yourself with people with mindsets that do not serve you as good? Number two, are you applying yourself? A lot of times, I've done this for so long, when I see somebody or a channel leader or technician not doing well, it's mainly because they're not taking the steps to success. As a channel manager, I've noticed that a lot of guys don't show up. They just stop going to job sites, and they rely on the service technician, service partner to actually set up the call and do everything for them. And they'll just sit around and not go out there, not apply themselves. So if we're not applying ourselves 100%, then we're not going to see 100% of the fruits that we can actually gain out of applying ourselves. So with this talk, what I learned when I was young is, hey, I can get A's and B's. I am somebody that can, if I apply myself, all of that will happen, and it did. It really made me look at this whole thing about school a little differently. It was like, hey, since I'm not around any of my friends, what do? Well, might as well study. And when I did, things got better. Now, if all of my friends were guys that were studying back then, I'm pretty sure that I would get better grades even at North Hollywood High. But I did surround myself with friends, and my mindset at the time was like theirs, was, hey, we're going to just not pay attention to school as much because we don't like it. So with this talk, I'd like everybody to really think about who you're hanging out with and how much you're applying yourself towards getting A's and B's.